Hello all of my darling divas, and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday on the blog we did our first beauty basics videos, which was all about prepping and removing your makeup, and today I'm going to be coming to you guys with the second beauty basic videos, and it's going to be all about brows. We all know how important it is for your brows to be on fleek, so this how-to tutorial will teach you guys how to have those brows on point. It's going to be a three-part video, so the first part is going to be grooming, second part is going to be filling in, and the last part is going to be the cleanup, which are the three basic essentials to having the perfect brow. This is going to be a lengthy video because I'm going to be talking through and give you product suggestions, so bear with me and hold on tight. But I hope this video helps you, especially if you are a beginner and just trying to figure out how to do your brows. So enough of my rambling, let's get on to the video. Okay, so this is the first part of the video, and this is going to be the grooming part of the video. Now, in order to have flawless brows, you want to make sure that your eyebrows are groomed. So you want to make sure there are no unnecessary hairs in your way, because if you fill in your brows and you have unwanted hairs, it's going to make your brows look worse. So it's best to get all of that unnecessary crap off of your face. Now, I am a type of girl who shaves off her whole eyebrow and then fills them back in. So for the sake of this video, I kind of sort of been growing my brows out so that I can show you guys how I groom them, or basically how to groom them properly, because basically I just cut off as much as I want because I know I can refill it back in. But if you're a beginner and trying to figure out how to do your brows, I would definitely do it the old-fashioned way, which is to find the tip of your brow, remove the excess hair, and then move forward from there. Once you become more comfortable, then you can just naturally find the shape of your brow, and then you can go from there. But in the beginning, when you're just starting to figure out what shape your brow is, cutting off too much hair or not cutting off enough hair will result in a problem. Because if you cut off too much hair and you don't really know how to fill in your brows, then you're walking around with crazy eyebrows. If you're not comfortable with grooming your eyebrows at home, that's a problem. You can go visit your local eyebrow threader, eyebrow waxer, and just get them groomed that way. And then as those hairs grow in, you kind of sort of just pluck and follow the lining of your brows and whatnot. So if you're not comfortable with removing your sparse hairs at home, go get them removed, girl. It's not that big of a deal. But it's really simple and really easy, and I'm going to show you guys how. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly go over the different kinds of products, well, basically the different kind of tools and products that you can use to remove all of the hairs off of your face. You can go in so many different routes, so many different directions, it's not even funny. So the first one is the good old-fashioned tweezers. I have a pair right here. When you pluck with tweezers, they give you a very precise, way of pulling out your hairs. The only thing about using tweezers is that they are painful and that it is a tedious process, so it is going to take you a minute to just get all of those hairs out. I like to use tweezers sometimes to go back in and pluck out those 2-3 hairs that I couldn't catch on or couldn't get. And sometimes in between my brows growing in, I might pluck a hair or two if I see it in my way. But I really don't use tweezers that much anymore because it is painful. But if that's something that you want to do, then tweezers are, of course, the first option. I always have a pair of tweezers around me, though, because you never know, you might not have anything else around, so you need to, do what you got to do. So the next product you can use is a razor, and you can get razors like these from your local drugstore. I got these like in a pack of 3, and I don't know where the other one is. But what these razors do is they also give you a more precise way of shaving, I guess sort of shaving the excess hair off of your brow. So you would just take it and just like move it downward to get rid of the brows down your hair, and then on the top move it upwards to get rid of the brows on top of the hair. You don't necessarily have to use a product like a shaving cream. You can kind of sort of just not do that. I haven't used razors in a while but I'm just showing you all the different ways that you can remove your hair, and I'll be sure to mention which ways that I prefer and which ways that I currently use. Now, a more modern way is to use a hair removal cream, like from brands such as Nivea. I have used plenty of facial hair removal creams before in the past, and they do just fine. The only problem with using facial hair removal creams is that if you have sensitive skin or if you are prone to breakouts, that root may not be the best for you, because the chemicals in that might give you a chemical burn, or it might give you a burning sensation. There have been quite a few times, only a few times, where the product has burnt my skin. So I kind of sort of stopped using the hair removal creams because I got a really bad burn under my brow once, and it was like super bad. So I decided to stop using them. So when you're using hair removal cream, just make sure you do a patch test and use with caution. But it is a very effective way to get the hair off of your face, because you can kind of apply it to different areas that you have hair on your face and just get it all done in one wipe. So hair removal, facial hair removal cream is definitely an option. And now we're on to one of the most popular versions, is to use a electrical trimmer. This is how I prefer to remove the hairs off of my face, just because it's quick, it's easy, and it's just like down, down, down. This is pretty much the motorized version of the razor, and that's why I said with the razor you don't necessarily have to use like a shaving cream or use a type of like product to remove the hair, because I don't use one with this, and I don't remember using one with this razor. I will be sure to double check that, so if I am wrong about using a product for this, then I'll be sure to correct myself in the blog post, which is down below. But I really don't think you need to use a product with this. But this is my preferred way of moving hairs off my face, because it's simple, it's easy, it's quick. A product like this usually runs you for like maybe 20 bucks, maybe 30 the most. I think this one was $20. I think I took this from my dad, so I'm not really sure how much it costs, but it's really quick, really easy, and I prefer to use it this way. So there are so many different ways for you to remove the excess hair off your brows. You can also use eyebrow scissors, which is just like a small tiny scissor where you can just cut the hair across. I have like 15 billion pairs of those and couldn't find them for the sake of my life for this video. Don't you think that what happens when you can see something every day, and then when you need it you can't find it? Like, for real. So there's so many different ways for you to remove eyebrow hair off of your eyes, so feel free to experiment with all of them, pick whichever one, and just be careful, because you don't want to cut your skin or pluck off too many hairs. So now let's get into the actual grooming process. Okay, so when you're just starting out on finding your brow shape, the oldest trick in the book is to give yourself kind of like a model of where you're going to pluck hairs. How you find the shape of your brow is really, really simple. All you're going to need is just some type of eyeliner, like a light colored eyeliner. So you're supposed to use white. I don't have white, but I do have silver, and that is just fine. But you want to use a color that is going to show. So you can use the back of a brush to kind of measure, and then use the eyeliner or whatever to mark where you're gonna go. So I have zoomed my camera in, and hopefully you guys can see me. So we're going to start trimming this brow. So basically, like I said, you're going to use the back of a brush, and you're going to use your eyeliner pencil. So how you find the shape of your brow, really, really simple. You're going to line up your brush on the side of your nose and put a line right next to it. This line right here is where your brow should begin. Then lining up your eyebrow pencil here, you're gonna slightly turn it to the center of your eyeball. So you see my eyeball is here, and it lines up. Then you're gonna put a little dot right there, and a little dot down here. So this is where your mid-brow should be. Then from the middle of your brow, you're just gonna take it and put it to the corner of your eye. So your corner of my eye is right here, and you line it up and put a line right there. And that's where your brow should end. So this is where your brow starts, this is where your brow should hit in the middle, and this is where your brow should end. It's important to measure because that lineup will be different depending on the shape of your face, depending on basically it depends on your face. So these lineup markings may be different according to your face than mine. So it's very simple to measure and whatnot. Now that you have all of those markings, all you're going to do is just connect it. So starting from here, you're gonna just draw a line to the second mark, and then you're gonna draw a line to the third mark. And then you're gonna do the same at the top. You're gonna draw from the first point to the second point, and then you're gonna draw from the second point to the last point. And then this gives you a model of the shape of your brow. Now obviously this looks a little janky, but you know it is what it is. Now I have brow hair missing. Like I said, I shaved like pretty much all my brows off, so there is supposed to be excess hair everywhere. This brow is supposed to be a lot fuller. That's why it looks weird, because I don't have a lot of brow hair. So basically, when it comes to grooming, you're going to remove the hair that falls on the line and above the line at the top of your brow. And you're going to remove the hair that falls on the line and below the line on the bottom of your brow. So since this is the shape, you're just removing all of the hair that does not fit in with that shape. So you pick whatever, pick your poison of whichever way you're going to remove your sparse hairs, and then move forward from there. So for the sake of this video, I'm thinking I might do tweezers because I don't have a lot of hair, but I don't really feel like going through a lot of pain, so I'm just going to stick to my old reliable, which is my motorized trimmer. So let's begin. Now I'm going to go in with my electrical trimmer, and I am going to trim the bottom, the top, the front, and the sides of my brows. Like I said, I'm going to remove any hair that falls on the line or below the line for the bottom of my brow. I'm going to remove any hair that falls on the line and above the line, the top, and do the same on the side. So if it falls on the line, or in front of, on the line, and in the back of, then I remove it. So I'm going to be doing it and moving it in downwards motions, and this would be the same way you would do it if you were using a razor. So let's get started. We are all done. I know it's like I don't have any brows, but if I had more brow hair, then you would be able to see the full shape of my brow. So just keep that in mind. I know it looks like I cut off a lot of hair, but I didn't have a lot of hair to start with. So now you just have to remove the white line. So basically I'm just going to take my makeup remover, and this is the eye makeup remover from Wet n Wild, on a cotton pad, and I'm going to just remove that makeup from my eye area. And then my brows are all trimmed out. So now that all of my hairs are gone, now it's time for us to move to the second part of this video, which is the fill-in process.